Welcome to the new topics. Today I would like to introduce to our audience a new topic, that is the followers. In Vietnamese, I would like to translate as bước thầy con theo. I don't follow the literature to translate it. I just translate it from my deep understanding. So, what is the followers? In Buddhism, for the four Buddhists are the followers, including the Buddhist monk, novice, nun, ladies, Buddhist devotees, means laymen and laywomen are Buddhists, are followers. It's also Bhikkhunis is a lady Buddhist monk too. If according to the Buddha time, they all are the followers. We can call in the modern words, it is the Buddhists. Yeah? It must accept the non-Buddhists. So, we follow whom? For sure, we follow the Buddhas. We follow his disciples. We follow his chronicles. The Buddha you already know who is he, right? He is from India. He was Prince Siddhartha. His parent, his father, is King Siddhartha. His mother is Princess Siri Mahamaya, yeah, and his family name is Gotama. And after his enlightenment, we call him as the Buddha. And after that, he was known as a founder of Buddhism. And nowadays, we are the followers. We are the four Buddhists, monk, lays monk, lays laymen and laywomen are the four Buddhists. We are his followers. We follow his teachings. We also obey by his teaching. We are strictly in his discipline and his Dhamma. And why we have to believe the Buddhas and his disciples? Because the Buddha, including his chronicle, they all the old was no sufferings for the emancipated, and they all are free from attachment. So in the Arahata Vaka, in the worthy sections of the Dhammapada, or the ways of purifications, there's two Bali words that also includes two different stories to indicate that the Arhatas or the devotees are free from all kinds of sufferings because of they are free from all attachment. So for the first Bali words, the Buddha saying, Katatino viso kasa, vipa muttasa sappati sappa kantappa hinasa parilahu na vichati. Meaning, for him who has completed the journey, for him who is sorrowless, for him who from everything is wholly free, for him who has destroyed all ties, the fevers of compassion exist not. There is a story about the Buddha and his physical that relating to the stories of Chivaka. I mean that a physician doctor is at the Buddha time, following the stories of the Buddha and his physicians. On one occasion, Tevadatta, Tevadatta is very base. He ordained in the Buddha temple, but he always have negative thinking to the Buddha and always cause the problem to the Buddha, always cause the trouble to the Buddha. Tevadatta tried to kill the Buddha by pushing a big rope on him from wallow piece. The rope struck a ledge on the sides of the mountain, and a splinter struck the big toes of the Buddha. He was taken to the Mango Crow monasteries of Chivaka. There, Chivaka, the renowned physicians, attend to him and apply some medicines on the toes and bandage it. Chivaka then failed to see another pattern in Tao, but promised to return and remove the bandage in the evening. When Chivaka returned that night, the city gates were already closed and he could not attain to the Buddha. He was very upset because if the bandage was not removed in time, the whole body would be affected and the Buddha would be very ill. The Buddha knew that Chivaka would not be able to attend to him, so he asked Venerable Ananta to remove the bandage and found that the wound was healed. Chivaka came to the monasteries early next morning to inquire whether he has felt great pain and distress the previous night. But the Buddha replies, Chivaka, ever since I attained enlightenment, I had the ability to stop pain and distress at any time whenever I needed to do so. Then the Buddha explained the natures of the minds of an enlightened one. So, what we learn from this Bali verse and from these stories, according to the stories, okay, I would emphasize that this is the stories of the pain, the body pains of the Buddha. And for the enlightenment one, enlightened one, as the Buddha, he never lets the pain pulls of the body to affect his mind. He always stay free from all kinds of physical and mental pain. So for Chivaka, he was confused because he think he don't know a state of the Arahatasip. He don't know the mental fields of the Buddhas because of the abilities or the powers of the enlightenment. The Buddha always know everything ahead and also know how to cure the problems in time. And he also know and see the older thoughts, like the Buddha always know what Chivaka feel and thinking. Yeah. So why a titles of the stories was said as the Buddha and his physicians, and also claim that no suffering for the emancipated. Yeah. We can understand briefly that no any suffering for the Buddha, yeah, because he always rely all kinds of the problem, and he always could find the problem solutions for himself and for other people, and includes for every situation. Yeah. And we can come to the oldest Bali verse that regarding to Arahants are free from attachment. And also this also the answers why we believe and why we take a respect to the Buddha and his disciple or his chronicle, because they are free from attachments, because they are free from, they got freedom from minds and Ceto Vimutti, and they are attained to wisdom truths, to practice it, to his practice. So for this, the Buddha also said that Oichang Oyang Chanti Sati Manto Nani Kete Ramantite Hangsa wa Pala Lang Hitwa O Kang Jahantite. It means the mindful try diligently. They take no delight in the home, like swan that forsake the moody fool. They abandon all home life. Okay, and there is a story of an Arahant had no attachments. That's regarding to most venerable, regarding to his chronicles, Mahakassapa. A story told us the Buddha once spent the Vasas at Ratchakahas with members of Bhikkhus above 2 weeks before the end of the Vasas. You know Vasa? Vasas is the 3-month retreats of the Theravada Buddhist monk. You know, so nowadays, now the 3-month retreat just finished, and we are in the seasons of Kathina. Yeah, we are in the seasons of the robe offering ceremony. Okay, continues our story. The Buddha informed the Bhikkhus that they would soon be leaving Ratchakaha and told them to prepare for departures. Some Bhikkhus stitched and dyed new robe. Some washed their old robe. When some Bhikkhus saw Venerable Mahakassapa washing his robe, they speculated, there's so many people inside and outside Ratchakahas who love and respect Kassapa and are constantly looking to all his needs. Is it right for Kassapa to leave his lay devotees here and follow the Buddhas elsewhere? Yes, they asked. They asked themselves. At the end of 15 days, on the eve of his departures, the Buddha decided that there may be some occasions like food offering ceremonies, initiations of novice, paneral, etc. And so, it would not be proper for all the Bhikkhus to live. So he decided that some bhikkhus should remain at the Valuvana monasteries, and that the most suitable person to lead them would be Kassapa. Consequently, Kassapa remains in Ratchagaha with some junior bhikkhus. Then the older bhikkhus remarked, Kassapa had no accompanies the Buddha, just as we have predicted. The Buddha heard their remarks and said to them, Bhikkhus, do not wish to say that my son Kassapa is attached to his lay disciples of Ratchagaha and to the thing they offer him. You are very much mistaken. Kassapa remained here under my instructions. He is not attached to everything here, This is the values of the arahantship. Yeah? This is the virtues of most venerable Kassapa. Why we have to learn and why we have to follow his life, his life, his life. Because arahantship, like the Buddhas, like most venerable Kassapa in this story, the most powerful or the most remain virtues here is the most venerable Kassapa have never attached to his Buddhist devotees and also not attached to the four requisites. He just most venerable Kassapa just follow the Buddha instruction. Now, in the Buddha time, you all may know or may not know the great disciples of the Buddha, namely most venerable Sariputta, venerable Moggallana, venerable Ananda, venerable Mahakassapa, and others. Why they all are become the great disciple, the great disciples of the Buddha? Because they all believe in the Buddha enlightenment, and they all follow the step of the Buddha. They all strictly follow the Buddha instruction. So each of them can become a different great disciples of the Buddha, and each of them are experts. Each of them are experts in different fields. For example, most venerable Kassapa, most venerable Sariputta, he experts in the doctrine, yeah, the doctrine, and he is a top of the wisers, yeah. And for Venerable Moggallana, he experts in the power. He is the top of the powers. And for Venerable Ananda, he experts in remembrance. You know, he could remember all the Buddha teachings by mouth. Yeah, his functions, I mean, the functions of the most Venerable Ananda, his functions like the, previous we call cassettes, recorders. Nowadays, it's like the device of the recorder. So yeah, all the words, all the words that the Buddha spoke out, most Venerable Ananda could record is exactly the same. So, in the Buddha time, every monk and everybody, if they didn't catch up what the Buddha said, yeah, they can go back to us, most Venerable Ananda. So here, from this Bali verse and from these stories, I learned that at the Buddha time, there are many monks, many lays, monks, and there's many Buddhist devotees, including Theravada and Brahma, can attain Nippanas, can got the right understanding in the Buddha teachings, because he has the same, he have the same teachers, and they have only the Buddhas as their teachers. So they follow in the same line, the same ways, yeah, and the same teachers. And the Buddha also, he also takes only one way. That is a way to that is a way leading to the ends of suffering. Because the Buddha, he proposed the suffering and the cause of suffering. So he also pointed the ways leading to the ends of suffering. And he also teaches and tells us step says go on his way until attain the Nippanas, approach the ends of suffering. It means the ends of the cravings. It's also the ends of desire, yeah, the ends of hatred, and also, you know, can so can get rid of all the avijjas, all kinds of avijjas, all kinds of ignorance, yeah, to have the knowledge, yeah, to get a good knowledge, and that is that's the freedom of minds and the wisdom through the mental alignment, yeah. And for me, I think that in the Buddha time, they practice the right ways leading to the ends of suffering. Nowadays, the Buddha already passed away and lead his discipline and his Dhamma for us, considers as our teachers, yeah, considers as our teachers. So if we learn and we practice the same thing, you know, rightly, we also can have the abilities not to be painful by our physical and mental pain, and we also, you know, get free from all kinds of attachment. Yeah, just live this life. Just live this life and not attach. We can say that, okay, just live this life with our mindfulness and detach everything. Yeah, we can be happy, we can be peace, and we can get inner peace. Yeah, and if you don't know, you hard to remember. You can follow my briefly summary. Yeah, you just live this life with your mindfulness. Yeah, or you just follow the teachings of the Buddhas. Yeah, you just follow his moralities, his concentrations, and his wisdom. Yeah, and you know, for me, I teach many classes. I teach at a different class from Southern Vietnam, from Thailand, and nowadays in USA, in my universities, Sakya Buddha University, you can call in the appreciation like SBU. I teach the different subjects and teach a different class. Also teach to the people in different cultures. But for me, I teach only three things. I teach only the morality, concentration, and wisdom, and I focus on the explanations and the motivations of mindfulness and calmness and the development of wisdom. Because I think that's the case. The three key words: mindfulness, calmness of mind, and development of wisdom is very important for the lives of sustainable and happiness. Yeah, so for me, okay, there's my Buddhist. I don't care who are you. You are Buddhist or non-Buddhist. If you don't mind, and you wish to train your minds, and you wish to be prosperous, and you wish to help yourself and help others, yeah, please open your minds and learn from Buddhism. And Buddhism is empathy, is emptiness. Yeah. A word Buddhism is just a conventional thing by words, but its keywords or its key values is not to do the evil, to do the good thing, and to purify one mind. See, that is a key word to answer the questions: what does the Buddhism teach to the world, right? The Buddhism teach not to do the bad thing, yeah, to do the good thing, and to purify our one mind. Yeah, that is the column. Yeah, that is the column, the three columns of Buddhism. Yeah. So that you can say that Buddhism is a religious by your basics, understanding. Because Buddhism always teaches people to be a good person. Yeah, that is similar to the world religions. You can say that Buddhism is similar to philosophies, yeah, similar to psychologies, because Buddhism responds all kinds of purifies the mind, but just similar, not exactly the same. So how we can define Buddhism rightly and closely to our body and mind, or our cultures? Okay, one word only. Buddhism is the way of life. Whenever the peoples in this world, including about 8 billion world citizens, still alive. Yeah, Buddhism can have their lives can have their work and can have their communities, yeah, to live in harmonies. Yeah, because Buddhism always emphasizes on loving kindness and compassion, always applies the wisdom to resolve the world problem. And when Buddhism become to your way of life, yeah, we no need to mention about a word Buddhism. Yeah, we just focus onto our life. Yeah, focus on our own work and focus on our own stories. We can make our own stories, yeah, to be values for our next generation. Yeah, just learn and practice Buddhism and applies, yeah, the teachings of the Buddhas into your life, yeah, into your life, and step by step, you know, day by day, Buddhism can be your ways of life. That is the lives of loving kindness and compassion. That is the light of wisdom. So, one more important thing. If you wish your life happy and prosperous and be useful to other people, or you wish to contribute your life to the others' happiness and benefits, please please be the good followers of the Buddhas. Yeah, be the good followers of any his disciple. Yeah, you can go to read any stories in the Dhammapada. Yeah, and you can go to search what the Buddha, what are the Buddha teachings. Yeah, and nowadays for Western people and American, they focus on meditation. Yeah, and I was asked, you know, I was asked by many people in USA. They are asking me, does our temple have a programs of meditation retreats? Yeah, I replied to them, yeah, yes, we have. So for the daily schedule, we spend 2 times per day, yeah, to take morning chanting and sitting meditation, and so take the afternoon chanting and meditation, and we also apply the mindfulness cultivations in daily life. Mean that okay, we for our main postures in walking, sitting, standing, and lying down, we apply the mindfulness cultivation to our daily life, to live this life mindfully, and we spend lots of time to read the Bali Canon, and we also take our body and mind to experience the life of the Buddha, to maintain the good followers of the Buddha and his great disciple. We respect, we consider as our good idol, our good Buddhist idol, and especially our goal. We never give up our goal. Our goal is to get the enlightenment, and to reach the Nibbana, and we are living in the impermanent world, mean that everything is existing. It's just the conventional thing, and is it factors is impermanent. And the Buddha also said that the Buddha also said that it is in Pali Sapphi Satta. Okay, Sapphi Satta Sankhara Anicca Appamato Sampatita. It means all conventional thing is impermanent. So please practice to reach the enlightenment. So our wish as our goal is Nibbana, the extreme happiness. This world is impermanent. It's no longer lust. It's no longer belong to us forever. Our home, our temple is just impermanent. Our car, our property are just impermanent. Why I say like that? Because this body and mind are impermanent. It really means that after we dead, we bring nothing with us. So we just live based on the impermanent thing freely. Yeah, and do not to attack on everything. Yeah, and if you want to rely that, you want to follow that, you want to experiment on it, okay, you have to be a good followers of the Buddha, a good followers of his disciple, a good followers of his chronicle, and then learn from your expertise. Yeah? Learn from your master who experts in the Dhamma or in the principles of the abandoning the impermanent things and guide to Nibbana. Yeah. Or guide you to leave this world. Yeah. To leave the world of samsara. It means rebirth. And the most important thing here, when you have the map, when you have a map of the Buddha's teaching, you yourself have to practice. And here we go by ourselves. So that be a good followers, and wish you all happy, prosperous, and reach the ends of all kinds of suffering or all kinds of the problem as soon as possible. Namo Buddhaya.